Well, welcome back to Something Like a Podcast. This is episode 12. And we did something new this time. Mr. Swarm asked a question. He put it out on social media. And I'm going to let you take it from here.
So we do got one that came in. It's by the Deadbeat MMA podcast. And he asked, the Mariners, the only team to never appear in the World Series. When do you think they'll finally get there? That's actually a great question. When this is posted, I want you guys to also feed into it too. My assumption is I would say they do got some good young talent out there. They made that trade that sent Robinson Cano to the Mets, and they also sent Edwin Diaz, and they got that kid Jared. Can't think of his last name, but he's gonna be nice. I would say if all the prospects develop into what they're supposed to, I could say around, I'm sorry I say this to Mariners fans, I don't think until 2025 at least to be competitive and possibly do make it to the World Series. And that was a great question. That was a really great question by the Deadbeat MMA podcast. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Now, we're going to talk about this Kyrie Irving locker room disruption situation. So if you big fans of basketball already know, Kyrie has this reputation of like being a bad teammate, stemming back from Cleveland. So LeBron James, he blamed a lot of stuff on LeBron James, said LeBron James was this diva, this drama queen.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
This is why we can put facts behind that, because LeBron James doesn't play for the Nets.
No, he doesn't. He played for the Lakers, and I haven't heard anything out of the Lakers locker room with his teammates saying, "Oh, LeBron James is a diva." Yeah. Well, and the Nets, and this is quoted by the Nets management in the front office. They make that a little queasy. About Kyrie Irving makes him a little queasy.
Yes, so I did see something that I think they named it something different, but it's the same token. Like, they are very concerned that Kyrie Irving, they say he has mood swings.
I like the guy. He's really talented.
Absolutely.
But you need to not let outside stuff oversue me. I know you're human. Mm-hmm. I know what he said was out there was, from being human. Dude, you did this in Cleveland when you was there.
Boston.
You did it in Boston. You got this young Nats team that is going to go somewhere in the future if everything fell. If they're young-minded, you're the leader with KD. You got to step up.
Yeah.
You can't be a little baby in the locker room when stuff doesn't go your way. Also, pass the ball. Come on now. 50 points, like 5 assists. Yeah. Come on now. Stop worrying about your scoring points and just pass the ball. Look, I want to use the same prime example. Jimmy Butler last night. Love that guy with the Heat. 5 points. Shoot it 2 for 10. 11 assists. 11 assists. 8 rebounds. Yeah. Don't be selfish. Pass the ball. That's why I think the Nets are struggling, because he thinks that because he is good, he can't pass the ball. So my take on that is he needs to start passing the ball more.
Okay.
They got talented shooters on that team.
Okay. Now, there's 2 things I want to hit with that. One, before I forget, on a previous episode, we talked about teams are now having what would you call them? Psychologists or psychiatrists on the team, like, to deal with mental health with these players. So Kyrie Irving's been going through this for a while, so maybe that's something that the upper management should look into. So like maybe send him, if it's that bad where you feel like it's going to hurt your team. Kyrie Irving signed a contract to be a player with you, so that means he has to be professional, like you just stated, on the court, in the locker room, and off the court.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they put in his contract, but I'm saying is he's going to at least stop at least 5. I would say 3 to 4 more stops before his career's up. I would say that.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Nats front office is going to mess with this.
Okay, so there's 2 things. So they should take this opportunity to exercise the fact that maybe they do have these people on their staff that could deal with mental health. Because who knows? Maybe Kyrie Irving is dealing with something we don't know. All we know is how he's acting out. But 2, Kyrie Irving has a Mamba mentality. And Kobe Bryant says he looks at Kyrie Irving like a little brother. So I'm with you. I think you should involve your team, or you're going to be like Kobe Bryant when he had those years, he was scoring a whole bunch of points, and then they were getting swept in the first round
That's
because
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying.
trust his teammates.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about, it's a team effort, and any kind of professional sports, or any sports that you play, it's a team.
It's a team sport.
effort. And the issue that I have is, I get, oh my God, 50 points. But guess what? Guess what happened at the end of the game? You lost. You lost, okay? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I guarantee you, if you would have had 10 assists to 15 assists, they probably would have won. You don't know.
Yeah.
You really don't know.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. So, and I just, out there, I'm gonna say here, I love 2K20. I just got it. Created a player, got drafted by the Pelicans.
Okay, that's
so I'm about to start summer league. So I know that I'm assist guy, even though I can drive to the basket. My character, Aaron Ingram, he can drive to the basket, but I know that I'm gonna give 10 to at least 15 assists a game, just because that's the way I am. I'm a non-selfish person, so when I play games like this,
your personality bleeds through that.
Exactly, and that's the purpose of talking about it right here, is because of I like to give back.
Yeah.
It's not all about yourself, but like it bleeds into Kyrie. The fact is, he won by scoring 50 points. He has like what, 5 assists, 6 assists in that
and
game.
they're 1-3. And this is the thing. I haven't watched the Nets play, but they play tonight.
I've seen highlights.
Okay, but they play tonight on ESPN.
I'm gonna watch it.
So we're both gonna watch this game, and we can do like we did last time, like shoot here and there, to see how we feel about it. But this will be a perfect opportunity for us to see not only Kyrie Irving and how he interacts with the Nets, but I've watched a little bit of Houston and how they play too. Now, this is the funny thing about, and I heard someone say this, and then I saw it myself. They say James Harden is actually playing like Russell Westbrook is a role player. He's not really playing like Russell Westbrook is his co-star. So from what I've seen, James Harden has the ball in his hand for the majority of the time, and Westbrook is just getting his the way he can get it. So, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out.
That's going to be a problem with Westbrook, I can tell you that for a fact, because of seeing Westbrook known when he was in Oklahoma, that was his team. That was definitely his team.
Yeah.
And now that he's playing second fiddle to, I can't stand him myself.
I know you're not. I'm not. Way off.
I'm an anti-fan. I don't like him. I think he's, like I said, I think he's overrated. That's just me. Okay. But going back, let's stay focused. Going back to what you were saying, is that's going to cause a problem in the locker room. It's no doubt about it. I'm shocked that it's not already.
Well, to your point, so when Chris Paul got with James Harden, everybody thought that was going to be a good duo.
It was not a good marriage.
It came out that they were beefing within the locker room. So that's the question too. Now, can James Harden be teammates with people?
No, I don't think so. I think James Harden is still
he's like Kyrie,
still a little kid in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to pass the ball.
Yeah.
Stop shooting the damn thing. I'm gonna bring up some of Russell Westbrook's points this year. He has, like, at least in the last 2 games I have seen, he had at least 8+ assists. James Harden.
Okay.
5 to 6 assists.
Yeah.
10+ assists for Russell Westbrook. He has 17 points, like 10 assists last game, or 21 points and 10 assists. It's something like that nature. And it's like, since I'm getting into basketball this year, I really enjoy it. It's more fun this year than it has been in over years, because you knew who was winning. We was running into it on the years prior because of, you knew that because of the Golden State was all overhyped.
Oh, they're doing pretty bad now. And Steph just went down with that hand injury.
I feel sorry. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks or more. Yeah, I just got the report today. It's 4 to 6 weeks after surgery. He's going to get surgery done on it. Between 4 to 8 weeks.
We can kind of paint them out of the picture.
And it's also a report that Draymond Green could be on the move.
Traded?
Yeah, traded. He could be on the move. So I'll say, I know that we're not out of it. The Pelicans are not out of it. We know that with 3 games below 500, it's called a winning streak. So if I'm David Griffin, I know we're rebuilding, but what could we, it'd be awesome to get Draymond Green to New Orleans.
That would be good.
And you combine him with Zion. And when he gets back in, you got Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday. You got Gerald Okafor just went off last night. You have all these guys. Just imagine what the Pelicans can do. And finally, Charles Barkley can stop being wrong. Because he's wrong.
But I love Charles Barkley because he does speak from his heart, but sometimes
Pelicans is going to surprise. I'm telling you now, we're going to go on a winning streak.
Yeah,
and we're going to get to the playoffs, even if we sneak by.
So you can speak from your heart, but that doesn't mean you're right. So I mean, you still have to use the. I just
want to treat. I want to treat so bad. Like last night, I was about to.
I would.
I was about to tweet it back and hashtag that show, the TNT show that they do, NBA and TNT. Say, hey, Charles, you're wrong again, my dude.
I would do it because, like, if you have that confidence in your team, and you can see it, and like you just said, they don't have Zion, the big piece yet. But and they still got cap room where they can get somebody. But I wanted to touch on something real quick about James Harden. I think the GMs really have to do a better job with surrounding James Harden with. If you know James Harden is a ball-dominant player.
But you don't have the money, obviously, because you paid him top dollar.
I understand that, but I'm talking about trades. So they just made 2 trades in the last couple years. They got Chris Paul.
That's right.
Didn't work out, and then they went and got Westbrook.
With this probably not going to work out.
But this is my thing. If James Harden is ball-dominant, you have to get him somebody who's going to be a post player or someone who could score without the ball.
Exactly, because if you think about, that I'm going to piggyback on what you just said.
Okay.
And the last 2 times in the last couple of years with Paul and Westbrook, you're right. They are ball dominant.
They are very ball dominant.
Guards.
Yes.
They had to have the ball in their hand. That's how they. I know. That's what I said. Is like we talked about in episode 11. I love Russell Westbrook's talent. Like I said, he's like a locomotive going down the tracks. You're either gonna get hit because you're on the tracks, or you're just gonna step away and let the dude do his thing.
Yeah.
They need to let him get the ball. They need to show up between 50-50. That you can show the ball. You can show the rock.
They're 3-1 now, so whatever they're doing for this time being, it's working out for them.
It is, but I'm telling you now, it's a long season.
It is.
Westbrook's gonna get sick of it. He's going again. I know, because Chris Paul was a little bit more professional. He is a little bit older, so he kept it under wraps. But I think if Russell Westbrook gets a little mad, it gets a little heated, it's gonna come out to the media that they'll beefing in the locker room. Well, somebody else is gonna spill the beans. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this marriage is not gonna work out. I'm calling it now. I'm doing the Charles. This is a segment right here. Doing the Charles Barkley. I'm going to call it out. The marriage is not going to it's not going to work out.
You know who I see good with James Harden? Someone like Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is a center. He can rebound. He can score when he has to.
And he doesn't need the ball.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, if I'm the GM, do you offer them Russell Westbrook and another piece, and you take on Andre Drummond? I wonder
why not?
Well, why not? Because again, if Harden's gonna be your ball, you can have not like a superstar point guard right there. You can have like an average, like a Terry Rozier or something point guard right there.
Yeah,
that's not gonna be mad if they don't get the ball like that because he's not ball dominant.
Yeah.
10 points, 12 points at the best. But then if you like James Harden can play two different things: shooting guard,
he can,
point
guard.
So that's what I'm saying. Is that's what shocked me with that trade, and it's also a pity back off of as well. Chris Paul wanted to go to the Bucks. I was telling reports about that. Yeah. In the offseason, he didn't want to.
Oh, I didn't know that. That would have been a good.
It was reported out.
Good move.
I read it like a couple days ago. It was reported out that he wanted to be traded to the Bucks with Giannis still.
Yeah. That would have been interesting. That would have been really good.
They need that because they lost the lead against what's the team they played the other night? The Celtics in Boston. They had that game. Milwaukee let them get back, and I saw some of it, and I wasn't happy with the bench played good, but I wasn't happy with Giannis's performance because there's no other superstar on that team. It's just Giannis, and they'll double cover Giannis, and he's not getting to the rack like he did. So they're going to have to go ahead and this season they're going to have to, if they're in the playoff hunt, they're going to have to go trade for a superstar piece.
I believe
this is about duos.
Yes.
Duos in the league.
It's a new league now.
And I'm telling you, Giannis has 2 years left. I'm interested to see where he's going to go because he's not staying in Milwaukee. I can tell you that right now.
And I agree with you because Milwaukee, for one, it's cold in Milwaukee.
It is, and it's a small market team.
It's a small market team.
A lot more small than I think New Orleans. New Orleans is a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
bigger. A little bit more bigger.
Yeah,
even though they're a small market, they're a little bit more bigger small than Milwaukee. Milwaukee don't have the money to carry two big superstar contracts like that. Why I think they got a lot of role players around. Giannis, since he's been in the league, they had yet to pair him with somebody.
Now I'm going to look into my crystal ball.
I didn't know you had one.
Today I do. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And I could be wrong, but we're going to look into the future. You just said Giannis has 2 years left on his contract.
He does, and he's a free agent.
LeBron has 2 years left on his Lakers contract, right?
Ooh.
So what if LeBron, and I'm going to back up some facts. That's if he still wants
to play.
Okay, so what if he says, what if they win the championship? Maybe not this year, but let's say next year. Within those 2 years he has left, let's say they win the championship.
I'm retiring. I'm going out on top.
Okay. So we do know that the Lakers have Giannis's brother on the team.
Or
maybe I don't know if they sent him down to the G League,
because I thought that they said something about him being on the Milwaukee Bucks too. Both brothers. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. I was hearing something.
But see, this is why I'm kind of putting this together. So the Lakers made an effort to go out and get Giannis's little brother, put him on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe to entice Giannis a little bit. Oh, you got 2 years when LeBron's gone. We still got AD. Why not bring?
But AD needs to sign a new contract. His contract's about up.
I'm pretty sure he's going to stay in LA.
Dude, I love that. So switch gears a little bit. The other night when I was watching that game, he had a shoulder injury. 40 and 20. I was like, and I tweeted that. I know that you saw it.
Yeah.
At Aaron Swarm, and it was awesome. Like that's one reason why I fell in love with the Pelicans when we had AD. I'm still a Pelicans fan because I'm hardcore.
Yeah.
Even though your team sucks, you still hardcore fans will stick with them. Like I'll stick with them.
Absolutely. Like the Lakers last year.
And I did have a poll out there last night. Did the Lakers overpay for Anthony Davis? I want to get all M's take on it. Why?
I mean, he's something we're going to get into later. When you talk about the total package, Anthony Davis is one of the best of all time.
He is.
And numbers back that up. So
you're right.
I'll say this. Who else could we have gone after to get on our roster that would have worked out with LeBron?
Nobody.
Better than AD.
Nobody, because AD doesn't need the ball all the time. That's why they're getting along, because of LeBron can be ball dominant and don't have to worry about AD complaining like
right.
James Harden.
There's other. I know you're hard on Harden.
It says in his name Harden.
But there's a lot of other players like that too, who they do throw hissy fits when they don't get their way. And I said I love Kobe Bryant. I should throw a hissy fit because of we got 7 subscribers, not 100K subscribers. But I'm not throwing fits. I'm staying positive because this show is great content. We love doing it for your fans that we already have. We love doing it. We're going to continue growing. But it's just the exposure, and we've talked about that. Once we get the right people to watch it, it's gonna go where it needs to go.
It's gonna happen.
But like I said, I've seen Jordan, like not so much Jordan, but like in Kobe's, we talked about this in Kobe's earlier career. He threw a little hissy fit. I've seen Iverson throw hissy fits.
But they got grew out of it. James Harden's almost double my age. Like I said, almost 28 years old, and he's still throwing hissy fits. How you're more mature than myself, and you're still acting like a little kid.
They're
you
divas.
get money. Yeah, but you get the money. Listen, to all you guys out there, if I'm playing the NBA or playing any sports, and I'm a superstar, I am happy because you know why? I know money doesn't make happiness because it's not all about money. But if I'm making $20+ million a year, I'm shutting the hell up regardless if I get points.
It's basketball. And it's
a game.
It's
binding, and it's the game, and it's a binding contract in NBA and NHL. MLB, the only ones that's not guaranteed is NFL. So they can release you at any time and not be cut against the cap hit. Like all the other sports that I named off, they release you. It hurts them financially, so they can't. So once you sign that contract, they're stuck with you regardless of if you put numbers up or not. You're still getting your money. That's what I'm saying is he is crying over that. I had to have my numbers. Dude, you're making $25 million plus a year. Shut up.
So
I wish I was making
devil's
that.
Advocate. Maybe so we talked. I don't know if we talked about this on this show, but I remember having this conversation with somebody else, and I said there's 2 types of players. There are players, and we see them. All they care about is money. They'll go to a team that Jimmy Butler could have stayed with the Sixers and had the potential to win an NBA championship this year, but he decided to go to Miami.
Chase the money. But guess what? Miami is real.
They're
real.
straight, but come
Tyler
on.
Hero, though.
I got
remember that name.
But who would have been a better team, though?
The Sixers, obviously. The hands down, because you got Al Horford. Just imagine if he would have stayed there. You would have had Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Joel Embiid, and let's talk
an improved Ben Simmons.
That would have been scary.
They would have blew out the East easy.
They still can. I love the defense. They're still undefeated, I think.
Okay, yeah, they are and this is a perfect segue.
Yeah,
they played the Timberwolves, another undefeated team. What was it last night?
A couple of night before, something like that, and they took them to town. And Cat and Embiid.
Speaking of town, Karl Anthony Towns
got into a fight.
So before we get into that, I tweeted something out to a Sixers fan that says, you guys are going to know Cat. You're going to know his name tonight. And they knew it for a different reason, because before this, he was putting up crazy numbers.
He was. He's quietly could be MVP. I actually left him out on one of my Twitter polls where I asked who could be MVP this year. One of the Minnesota Timberwolves fan kind of took exception to it. Cat, like commented on the things that you got Cat. I don't get full slots, so I didn't control so much.
Okay.
So it's just so much that I just replied back, hey, it's a lot of competition this year, which it is. So, and he could be a sleeper to win the MVP.
Now, what happened last night was,
a couple nights ago
was very interesting. There was a little tussle, but
he threw a punch, though. Towns threw a punch.
But let's give the backstory, because I was watching First Take, and they were talking about how this kind of transpired a little bit. So when Jimmy Butler played on the Sixers, apparently Jimmy Butler was telling him a lot of stuff about the Timberwolves.
Oh, shoot.
So remember when Jimmy Butler came into the Timberwolves practice and that whole ordeal? Do you know about that?
I don't remember that because I didn't follow it much last year.
Okay, so this was right before. Okay, so when the Timberwolves traded him to the Sixers.
Yes.
So before that, Jimmy Butler came into practice and he just was like, I guess he didn't like how the other teammates were playing. They weren't playing with enough passion. So he came in, he said, give me the bench players and we're going to play the starters. And he beat the starting five with the bench players.
Well,
so Jimmy Butler was just going off talking about Karl Anthony Towns is soft and maybe Andrew Wiggins and a few other players. They just don't have that dog in them. So when he gets traded to the Sixers, he's telling the Sixers this. So Embiid is absorbing all of this stuff. Fast forward to a couple nights ago when they're playing. Embiid has this running in his head. So when Karl Anthony Towns gets to the point where he wants to tussle with Embiid, Embiid takes it to the max. I don't know if you saw Embiid had his thumb like pushed in Karl Anthony Towns' eye, like he was trying to eye gouge him.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then the one where Ben Simmons was over top of him, almost putting him in the camel clutch, and it looked like Karl Anthony Towns was tapping out like it was an MMA fight.
Yeah, I saw that. I was bagging
wild.
of it. And it's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's hilarious.
But it got to that point, that boiling point. So, you know.
But they both got 3 games suspension. I think that Embiid kind of instigated a little bit more.
Okay.
I did see some of the highlights. I didn't see the actual game. I was told by a Sixers fan that, it's not Cat's fault. It's both of you guys' fault for one, because you got Embiid talking crap, you got Cat talking crap, so it's all 50-50 on both of you guys.
Okay.
Plus, he gave Cat's mom the middle finger because she was inside the.
He did that.
Yeah, as he's getting ejected, he walked into the locker room and he gave her the finger. He gave her the board.
There's being competitive. I know, but there's being competitive, and even if you get a fight into a fight on the court, that's one thing. But it brings
I lost all respect for Embiid. You can't do that just because what happened between her son and you is between you guys.
Has to do with her.
Exactly. That was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Again, and you guys that listen to the show know I call out these people because I don't care, because what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
Right.
Embiid was wrong to give his mom the middle finger.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he did that. And regardless if she said anything to you or not, regardless if she told you that you,
sucked ass or whatever.
Basically, you still don't give the finger.
Just ignore it.
Ignore it, exactly. So I feel that my take on Embiid is, you're a disgrace for that.
Yeah.
You disrespected somebody else's mom, which you never disrespect nobody else's mom or anybody else. You and Kat got into it for whatever reason.
And that's between you two.
That's between you two.
Right.
Even though that you kind of beat his.
He got the best of him.
Yeah, whatever. But still, it was between you guys. You don't bring nobody else into it. So I don't like that he did that. I lost all respect for him. And I'm a Pelicans fan. I know if anything happened on the Pelicans like that, I'll be mad too.
Okay, but let me give you this. Now they're saying Embiid. A lot of people love what Embiid did. I'm kind of with you now, finding out that he actually gave his mom the finger. But there are a lot of people who think Embiid is this larger than life. Like he's almost like Shaq.
That's what
because his personality is like very likable. So even when he got thrown out, you saw how he was pumping his fist and getting the crowd all behind him and everything. So it's almost like he's putting on a show.
I think that. But at the end of the day, you give Anthony
It's gonna come back on him.
It's
gonna come back
It's
on
gonna
him.
come back on him because he's gonna go out there one day.
And Towns is not gonna forget this.
No, he's not. So what's gonna happen is he might get injured. Well, I'm not holding anything on anybody,
right.
but you can't do something like that and not come back on you. Karma is a real bitch.
Yeah, it is.
So, so with that being said, they both was wrong.
They both got the 3-game suspensions, and they're going to get their pockets hit.
They're going to get the pockets and 3 games suspension. Ben Simmons shouldn't have got suspended because what they saw,
what he
did on the bottom of the pile, he did something.
He was choking him out.
He was choking him. Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I actually saw it. So the league kind of let him off with that because I don't think they saw it or they really didn't care.
They probably didn't care. Everybody saw it. If we saw it, I
know the league saw it. It's not funny, but it's funny. As I said, I started cracking up that he choked him. You see Towns going,
he's tapping out. I mean, especially if he can't breathe.
Yeah.
But Simmons, he didn't have to do that. He could have just held his arms down, but when you got your forearm across his windpipe, come on, that's a wrestling move.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have got, I should say, a 5 to get 10 game suspension just because of you put another player into a headlock that you could possibly break their neck. Or kind of hook them.
He was choking him.
That's what I'm saying. Choking him,
right.
Kill him, whatever you want to say. So I think the league missed that. Or if they didn't, or if they did see it, because if we saw it, they saw it, they just let him off. So it might call out to NBA. You guys messed up.
You have to be fair
you
across
have to
the
be
board.
fair. If that was me, he would got a 5 to 10 games of suspension just because
his pockets too.
It hit his pockets too, just because of the fact is that you could have killed that man, you could have hurt that man, could have paralyzed that man. I disagree with the league.
Especially because it was a pile on top of his back, and he was doing that.
And he was choking him. That's what I'm saying. So he should have got more of a game suspension than the others just because of the levity of what he was doing to Towns. You didn't see MB choking him out or trying to break his neck.
MB tried to gouge his eye out. They were fighting dirty. This was like a street fight.
They both was. But the reason why I want to, because the audience would be like, well, no, I always get 10 games or 5 games. Because the reason why I say Simmons, because that was it. For one, it was a sneak attack, and 2, how can Towns defend himself when him and MB got into it? It was 50-50. They both was defending.
And then they just came and
that's what I'm saying. That's wrong. So the league, I'm calling you out. You messed up. You should have done something about the Simmons incident, choking him out. Like if we saw it, you saw it.
So let's talk about something on the fly. What is the most disrespectful thing you saw done on a basketball court? I think is
this. Because
did you see when Draymond Green kicked Steven Adams in the nuts?
No, I did not. No, actually, there was actually a couple plays in the last couple weeks with the NBA when since the first 5 games. It's called nut tap, where it's like you got the people.
Kind of slap them?
Kind of slap them.
Oh my goodness!
They go down. They just easy layup. I was like, oh, that's a ball tapper.
But I mean, but that's sneaky.
Draymond
Green did this.
Foul.
Draymond Green did this just in broad day. It was like it was a scuffle. I want to say he did it to LeBron too.
That's dirty.
Yeah, I think he kind of punched LeBron in the nuts, but he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts straight out. And you see stuff like
on national TV.
On national TV in the middle of a game.
And they did not eject him.
They did suspend him. Okay. They should have.
They should have ejected him on that game. Yeah. I would have.
But you see a lot of these
contact.
things.
This is not a contact sport.
But you got to remember back in it. Well, I don't know. This might be before your time, but in the 80s, they used to get in like physical punch and fist fights.
It's just like hockey.
Yeah, it was like hockey. It was like basketball hockey. Like there's a game called Arch Rivals. It was an old Nintendo
probably look
game.
It up on YouTube.
Where you would just like fight on the court. So you would have people throwing clotheslines and all types of stuff back in the 80s and 90s, the tough era.
Yeah, where you got away with a lot of stuff.
You did get a lot, but now it's a little softer, but you still have these dirty players.
Let's switch.
Pachulia's another one.
He's another dirty player.
He is. So like what Pachulia did to Kawhi Leonard in that series between Golden State and San Antonio, they are now calling this type of play now. So when you go up for a block, you put your feet under the player's other feet when they're coming down for a shot. That's potentially going to sprain their ankle because they don't have room to come down completely. But Julia did that. I don't know if you remember when Kawhi Leonard was busting Golden State's ass by himself.
I didn't. Again,
and
back
he did
then,
that dirty play.
I heard about it, but I really didn't follow it back then.
Yeah. But there's just dirty players. There's always going to be dirty players.
I'm not saying. I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is a dirty player.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I think what happened was he got a little frustrated. It's a competitive game. He didn't like because MB was talking his smack.
Like always.
Like always. So I think Towns took an exception to it. He should take exception to it because he gave his mom the finger. So it's going to be part 2 if they verse again, either Minnesota and Philadelphia. This ain't done yet. I'm telling you, the league needs to be on high alert when they verse again.
Yeah.
Give warnings out right before the game, even before the game starts. Anything, even a smell, you guys are gone. And
you got to be on it.
And you're suspended for at least 5 to 10 games because it's a second incident. So I feel that the league should be on it because of, his mom would tell him, say, hey, yo, MB, give me the finger. What? So it's like, so that was uncalled for. And just like you said, that was, just like I said, over a game.
Over a game. And tensions were high. And I think sometimes when you're back for somebody, because they say Joel Embiid loves Jimmy Butler. Probably his attitude, Jimmy Butler is like an aggressive person in the locker room. He's probably the alpha dog. And Embiid is kind of like that too. So he's taking on that mentality. So then you hear things about Karl Anthony Towns. And not just he's quote unquote soft, but maybe people are saying Karl Anthony Towns is better than you. He's putting up better numbers, and you got that playing in your head too. Oh, they think he's better than me.
Obviously, I know that in my mind. Towns, I would definitely rank Towns over Embiid all day, just because of look at the numbers. Anybody wants to argue with me? My hashtag is @AaronSwarm on Twitter. So if you want to argue, so once this thing is posted and we tweet it, I want you to go ahead and comment, and after you hear it, and you guys let me know.
Yeah,
I have facts.
Go for the numbers.
I have facts. Look at the numbers. Look up the numbers. Don't tell me that Towns is below Embiid because he's not.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm going to do because I never really followed Karl Anthony Towns like that.
Because when I got into the NBA, I didn't know if I liked the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, the Hornets, the 76ers. I was just trying to find a team, and then I kind of settled on the Pelicans because I just like the fast. I like the way that they move the ball more than the other teams that I just named off. And I in my opinion, we'll go shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about Alvin Gentry. I don't feel like Alvin Gentry is going to make it.
Okay, through the season?
No, I think he'll make it through the season. I don't think he's going to make it for the next 10 years, 15 years of Zion Williamson's tenure. Not at all. Just because of you started off 0-4. Your team kind of didn't do anything.
Still a good team.
It's still a good team.
Without Zion.
Yes, they are. We are. But at the same time, we had 3 winnable games prior to going 0 for 4 before last night. We shouldn't have finished. I guarantee you, if we had another coach, it would have been finished. I don't think he coaches. I don't like his coaching style. I like the fast pace. I dig that. That's what I like about him. I love the fast pace.
Players, so
we
that
got young
works
players. But I think that he's not. He doesn't know how to relay to the young players or make the young players listen. Obviously, they listened last night, but I'm just saying I don't think he knows how to get the young players to do something.
I don't think he's ever been a winning coach, has he?
He's not. He's below 500. His winning record is like 43%, 473%. Again, David Griffin is the new GM of the Pelicans. He's not going to keep Avondale much longer. Just because once Zion gets back, once we get all healthy, and you got potential there. You know who you guys should get? Who? Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is a great coach. Who is he? Remember, he was the coach of the Warriors before Steve Kerr got there. Oh, I didn't know that. One, yeah, he's the one who actually got the Warriors, in my opinion. And foundation. A lot of other, yes, he built the foundation. He didn't get enough credit for it though, because they went out in the because of the first couple years he was going out in the first, second round. So they fired him, brought in Steve Kerr. No disrespect to Steve Kerr, but that team was already built for you. You just came in and put your foot on the pedal, basically. But if you guys got Mark Jackson, and they're going to respect Mark Jackson because he was a player. And he knows his stuff. We don't know what goes on behind closed door with these organizations. But I could say that possibly, like I said, I'll be shocked if Alvin gets fired this year. I would say he'll get through this year, but starting next offseason, he's not going to be there. I'm saying that. I don't think he's going to be there, especially if we miss the playoffs this year again. Not again, but we've been making playoffs in his tenure. We've just been knocked out in either the first round or the second round. So I would say, this year, if we don't, even if we make the playoffs, I still think he's gone. Especially, we're not going to win the NBA championship this year. So either way, regardless if we make it or we don't, I think he's gone no matter what. Okay, I wanted to switch into something I looked up today actually, and I don't fully know about PERs, the player efficiency ratings. It's a lot of math behind it.
And I do know that they take the culmination of your field goal percentage, your free throw percentage, your 3-point percentage, all of that. They put that together.
Your assists too, and your blocks, your steals,
it's
turnovers.
everything you do on the court. They kind of bundle it all together.
That's why we got all these stats.
Yeah, they kind of put
yeah.
it through some calculation. And to my surprise, Anthony Davis is already 3 all-time for player efficiency rating. Number 1 is Jordan.
No doubt about he's a Hall of Famer, first ballot.
He is. 2 is LeBron. 3 is Anthony Davis, and then Shaq is after him. And Wilt Chamberlain was like 6.
That's what I'm saying. Your name is with this company, so that tells me that you're something special. And I feel, again, I know this is too early. This is way too early. Young guy, Zion Williamson could be in the same conversation if he puts up numbers like Anthony did. But he has to stay healthy.
He does. And this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't. We'll use James Harden and Carmelo Anthony for, I know, but we're going to use them for an example. You could be an incredible offensive player, but if you don't play defense.
No, I don't. I'm saying James Harden, if he gets into the Hall of Fame, it's rigged. He's in my opinion,
he's going to get it.
He's not a Hall of Famer in my opinion.
He's going to get, because of the way he scores. He scored 36 points. He's the 3rd all-time points per game. But
I disagree with that one. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. In my book, like I said, I have everybody else rated like we talked about in last episode. I got Towns above him. I got Giannis above him. I got everybody else that I'm just naming. Simmons above him. I know Ben Simmons just cracked the top.
Right.
But I got even him over him because of his potential. So it's like I'm not.
But these people who give out the awards love him because he won MVP 2 years ago.
No, because I get what you're saying.
And they were almost going to give him MVP last year.
It's like what it was. Well, where we look at they like you win. That's what it looks like right here. I think because they like him, that's the only reason why he gets in. And in my opinion, I looked at that as, hey, you're the pet. That's the only reason why you got in because they like you. I don't feel that he's going to own it. I feel that because they like him, he'll get in.
There's something to that because he gets a lot of foul calls going to the basket.
That's what I'm talking about. You got that, which is negative. You got your attitude. I think it should all put on your image, your likeness, your talent. That's how you should get it.
Okay.
So if you're acting up on the outside, off the court, on the court against your teammates, you shouldn't be allowed to go to a Hall of Fame. I don't think that, regardless of your numbers or not, because I'll tell you why I feel this way. It's because, for one, you're not humble.
Okay.
You're giving problems for the organization, for one.
Okay.
And you putting problems in the locker room instead of when you're on the team, it's not just about you.
Right.
It's about everybody. It's not just about you. Whatever it's about you. You want to win a championship, you win as a team. You want to. If you lose, you lose as a team.
Yes.
That's why I feel that it should be based off your attitude, the way that you play, your numbers.
Okay.
Just not on the numbers. It should be on your attitude, the way that you do in the community. Or do you have felonies, stuff like that? It should. I'm saying because listen, it's all an image. You know what I'm saying? It's all an image.
But this is what I'm talking about. People love the bad boy image. They love it. Iverson, in all respect to Iverson, all that praise that he gets, he deserves. So he was the same way though. Iverson was a loose cannon. Remember,
guess what?
practice.
We're
talking about practice.
He changed, though.
He won the MVP during that era. When he had
I didn't follow.
When he had the tattoos, he was the first one to come out with tattoos and the cornrows and all this stuff. And the NBA, even his entourage, he was bringing like the real people he grew up with. Most people would say they look like thugs or gangsters. And the NBA was looking down on that to say, you shouldn't associate yourself with that. Allen Iverson came out with a rap album. You shouldn't be putting out rap. So they're trying to control his image. Let him be him. He's great for you on the court. He's selling jerseys. He's selling tickets. He's doing all this stuff.
Like I'm saying, he's not getting into trouble. That was fine. But I'm talking about if you get into law trouble, if you get into like trouble with your teammates, you want to punch your teammates. You're talking down to your teammates. You're cussing your teammates out. You're giving the coaching staff a hard time. You're giving the front office a hard time. You're giving the team a hard time. But
Jimmy Butler's doing that.
I get that. That's why I think I'm not mentioning his name because of I don't think Jimmy Butler should. In my opinion, he probably will get the Hall of Fame if his numbers if he's likable.
Okay.
That's what if they like him. But I'm saying is in my opinion, I don't think that this is my opinion.
Okay.
I don't feel that you should be a Hall of Famer doing all that stuff. Like I said, you can do whatever you want outside of the league. You can be a rapper, whatever, and still play basketball. But if you're getting into law trouble with the cops, you're causing trouble in the locker room, you're causing trouble for the coaching staff, you're causing trouble for the team and the team's image, you're slandering whoever you want to slander, you shouldn't be allowed to get in the Hall of Fame regardless of if your numbers are good or not. Because for one, it's all, the way I look at it, this is just my opinion.
Okay, I understand
It's just that it should be based off of your performance in the court, off the court, your numbers, obviously, how much champion, how many rings you got, how many MVPs you got, how many rewards through your whole career you got.
I understand that, but the two best players that a lot of people say are the best players of all time, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. So Kobe Bryant, we're talking about off the court image. Well, he had a rape charge. So he raped a woman, big media coverage. Kobe Bryant's been known to talk down to his players. He actually snitched on Shaq and got Shaq divorced with his wife.
Well,
so all this stuff is going on, but he gets on the court and he busts your ass. So a lot of people don't care. Okay, he might be acting up. He might be getting people in trouble off the court. But if you get on the court, Jordan's the same way. He punched Steve Kerr in the face. Jordan was gambling. All these things are swept under the rug because when he gets on the court, that's all people care about. But Charles Barkley threw somebody through a glass window.
That's still, but you still shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying is it's corruption. That's what I'm saying is in sports like this. But I stand by what I said. Is the fact is I don't feel that you do something like that, you causing a lot of outbreak. It hits the social media. Now the NBA is getting hit on it. I don't feel if the NBA is getting hit on it, the agency that is your employer. You shouldn't be allowed.
But they fine them. So they're paying either way. They're fining them.
Whoop-dee, a fine. That's like a slap on the wrist.
Okay,
that's
but at the same
they're making
token,
a lot of money anyways.
When we talk about the Hall of Fame, they're putting people in because of the numbers. The stuff that they do on the court. It's not because they got pulled over for a DUI or anything like that. They don't care about that.
I get what you're saying. I really do. Let me rephrase. I kind of put my foot in my mouth. I should say whatever you do outside the court, other than if it's a hefty felony, then that's different.
Okay.
I'm gonna rephrase. So a felony, you shouldn't get in there. Something little like a speeding ticket, that shouldn't be no big deal. But if you're on the court punching your coach in the face, you calling
Sprewell. But they let Sprewell back in. Sprewell choked his coach.
They shouldn't. I disagree with that. I really do. I disagree with the NBA and how they handled that. I'm thinking about, like, this gets me going for a poll later. I need to ask this to the public just to see what they think. Just because of, I disagree with that. I feel, because again, I'm a humble guy. I am not going to choke my coach if I was playing a sport like that. I am not going to, I'm not throwing Kobe underneath the bus. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rape nobody if they say no, they don't want it. It's not going to happen. But I'm just saying is that that I feel if you have a felony on your record, even if you're a superstar, we're talking about sports here.
Yeah.
If you're a superstar, you shouldn't be allowed to weep in those rewards that you get from the NBA just because of you got something that people's not gonna forget. That a lot of people, some people's gonna let it go. Some people that's all junkies, but people like you and I, or just me especially, that is a sports junkie. But I do analyze the outside behaviors of the players and on the court behavior. But the thing is, when it comes to that only. Now, but if you do like a speeding ticket or something that's not that hefty, I don't think it should matter.
Here's perfect proof that these leagues don't care about that.
They don't. I know they don't care about it.
But I'm trying to understand.
Let's go Ray Rice as
That's
example.
what I was going to say. And they tried to sweep it under the rug. And then when they found out, now we got to get rid of him.
No, but look what his face did. Ezekiel Elliott, he should be kicked out. What the hell was that? You get rid of Ray Rice. Because the video just automatically appealed, and now you don't have proof that he was beating his girlfriend. I don't know the whole story behind this, so we're not gonna get too much into. We're not gonna touch much into it. Yeah. But I don't feel that Zeke should still be allowed to play in the NFL. You got Jerry Jones that's on Roger Goodell's,
but see, that's what I think. I think sometimes when you have the influence of a Jerry Jones or let's say a Jerry West in the NBA or these big,
you can get away with murder. Even if you murder somebody, they will try to
probably they will. But
it's again the reason why my point of this, I don't care who you are. You break the law. You should be punished for it.
But should you be punished forever? So let's say that you do commit a crime. and Chris Anderson's coming into my mind, and they never came out and said, do you know Birdman? Remember Birdman?
Yeah, he did drugs.
Oh, okay, but they never said what type of drugs. He was kicked out the league for like 3 years.
He came back.
Yeah, so who knows? He could have been doing like heroin. I'm not putting that out there. I don't know what he did.
We don't know what he did.
But whatever he did do, he paid his time. Whether he had to go to rehab. So we can't hold on to someone. This is the way I feel, and sometimes I see it.
But you
if
do
we
get
make
where
a
I'm coming
mistake,
from,
I
though.
do.
Yeah.
But if you make a mistake, people can't hold that mistake against you for the rest of your life.
I get that. I'm not doing that. But at the same time, if you had the balls enough to be on the court and you act out on national TV,
Yeah.
and you choke your coach, yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to weep.
I know, reap any type of.
Yes. Anything, Hall of Fame, whatever, just because of, for one, you could have killed the man. You know what I'm saying? He's your coach. Because I look at it as somebody like that, because I'm the kind of type is, if there's an authority figure that's over me, I listen. I don't like that. That's one thing. Like if I'm playing on a team, I listen. Or if I'm like the company that you and I work for, I listen, regardless if I disagree or not. Because you know why? I was raised to be like, hey, you're not the boss. Even though that you're in the dark, so somebody's paying your check, and that's a damn good one. What these players are getting,
it is.
You need to. I know that because you think that you do got rights. I don't say that you got rights, but you don't have no right to choke somebody or hit somebody on national TV.
I understand that,
but you get my point with that.
I do, but one thing that you said I don't agree with,
which
was like, if you're under the tutelage of someone who's supposed to be a leader and are not a true leader, somebody can lead you straight there. We just talked about this. People can lead you straight to hell. They could lead you to ruin.
That's different. It's all about again, it's 50-50. I'm not trying to be a person. Oh, he said this and he said then he's changing it. No, the thing is I'm saying is it depends on who that person is. But you still don't give a right to. I don't care if you come in. I don't care if you have the devil's ass.
You can't choke your coach.
You can't choke your coach. I don't care if there's the worst person on this planet Earth. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
So that's what I'm saying. So when it all comes back down to it, is you shouldn't reap what you're getting, regardless if this guy is the worst human being on this planet Earth. You do not choke them out. If you got a complaint, you should take. Like I said, you should take it up the ladder because you got people higher than this person that they say, "Hey, I got hardcore evidence." It's like in the situations that we're talking about with you. You did the right thing. You know what I'm saying with going up the ladder. That's what I'm saying. Is you could have choked at your boss. What the hell?
Well, first
that's a prime example.
I know what you're saying, but. It's funny because I just had a orientation, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about that. So when you do have issues, they hate. I wouldn't say hate, but they feel it's not the right thing to just go to the top of the ladder. You do have to go through your proper channels. Did you talk to your immediate?
That's what I'm talking about. You do that first.
Okay, so we're going to put this in a basketball aspect. You got problems. You're not getting enough player time.
So you talk to the coach, you go to the source head on.
Okay.
And if he bullies you off.
Okay, so that's my thing. So first you can go to the assistant coach.
Yeah.
And say, what can I do to improve where I can get time on the court? The assistant coach can say, you can do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't tell you what you want to know, then you go to the coach. Look, coach, I'm trying to get more playing time. What
can I do?
Yes.
And if
the
he's
coach
not
is
doing
blowing
it,
you off,
yeah,
then you might demand a trade.
Yeah, no, what I would do is I go straight up to the GM and see what he.
But that's what I'm saying. You go to the GM and say, look,
hey,
I'm busting my ass. You drafted me. Let's say that you drafted me number 1
overall.
Give me a chance.
Yeah.
Just don't sit me on the end of the bench.
Exactly. And if the GM's okay, I got you.
I'll give you a chance, but you got to prove yourself. And if you don't prove yourself,
you're back on the bench.
Until you prove yourself.
Yes, and if that happens, but if the GM is talking a bunch of stuff and it doesn't happen, you're still on the bench. Then you go up to the owner next. So now that's his boss.
Yeah.
Go up to proper channels. If the owner ain't doing nothing, then that's when you can say, hey, now I want.
Look, this is not the right organization for me.
I would. And you don't have to be board of directors. I don't know if the teams have board of directors.
Well, you would probably go to the owner.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the last player who did that. Kyrie Irving, right? Where he said he was going to fake it. Well, not fake an injury, but he was going to get season-ending surgery if they didn't trade him.
Yes. But I think Kyrie's, like I said, a little baby. Because we don't know what the situation was with that. We don't know if he went through the proper channels. Obviously, probably not. Because he likes to.
Doesn't seem like
he likes to call off his mouth like everybody else does in the NBA. Or sports in that matter. I'm just going to just not attack that. To attack everywhere else. But I'm just saying is, if that was me, I'll go through the proper channels like you just said, like we just covered, and I will see what I'll go up from the bottom to the tippy top, and if nothing's done about it, then I said this ain't for me.
But that's what I was going to say. Yeah. You don't have to be disrespectful and say F this team. Just say, look,
that's why
I don't think this is the right situation for me. I would like it if I could, be traded. That's it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's all we have to do. I know a lot of people can disagree with what I said, but I feel that I'm right in the situation is because of you should never ever disrespect somebody like that. I don't care if they disrespect you. Just let's say this. I'm gonna put this out here. This is gonna scratch a lot of people's heads. What if Jesus said, "I am not sacrificing myself for you guys, for us"? Where we would have been? Where would we would have been? You get what I'm saying? That's what you have to look at it that way. No matter who's doing something to you, two wrongs don't make a right. That doesn't make you call them out. Tell everybody that the association sucks, the team sucks, whatever sucks. That's the way the world's built nowadays.
Yeah, because I think it's very people are.
You have to,
even players. We're dealing with emotional. Like a era. This era is very emotional. I know it's very emotional,
but back then when Jesus walked the earth, that was a era too where it was a lot of
it was a lot of emotions.
People was getting stoned. There was a prostitute. I can't think of her name right now. Was going to get stoned. He's like, whoever sinned cast the first stone. They all just because that tells you nobody's perfect. But if Jesus can do it, why can't we? That's what I'm saying. Why can't we do it? At least try to do it. Like I said, I try to do it. I try not to cuss nobody out, even though that again, I'm human. I make mistakes. People get me mad, but I'm not gonna sit there and say that you suck. You do this. I don't like you. And continue. You need to look at it as through a perspective. Hey, let me be the bigger person here. Yeah. They're acting like a baby. Yeah. Let me just take it up the ladder, especially when you're playing sports. Again, like I said, they're signing your checks for crying out loud. But you're getting all that money. I know money's not happiness. Money's not everything. I know that.
It's not.
But the same thing is you got people like you and I that would love to be in your position. You should be honored. If you and I was in that position, I would treat it as a job that I love, a career that I love, but I will not take it for granted like a lot of these people.
So we're coming up on 52 minutes, but I want to respond to what you said before we go over time. The interesting thing about that is we talked about it before when you come from a humble position. So you and I have come from humble beginnings. So even if we come into money, we already know how to act because we came from all these NBA players. They were stars in high school, stars in college. So they already got people pumping them up. Then they get into the NBA and they get endorsements and they get big contracts. So I feel that's why they act like that. That's why they feel like their whole life they've been told, you're a great athlete, you're a superstar.
I get that. But at the same time you
have to ground yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're not stone. You're not untouchable. You break the law, you're going to go away for a long time.
That's what they need.
Depending on what it is. They need somebody to stop covering them for them.
Yes, I agree. And the coaches should do this. So let's say James Harden, because I know you love James Harden.
I do not like James Harden.
I'm being facetious. But let's say James Harden does something wrong. The coach should have the goal to say,
come here, sit down.
And don't play him for the rest of the game.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, you think about it, the coach is on James Harden's blank. Yeah. So he's not going to do it. So he's going to be like, then you disrespect me, so I'm still going to have you play. No, I know, I wish I was the NBA coach and I was coaching Harden. He wouldn't like me. I
don't think that you being in that position, you shouldn't strive for people to like you.
No, I
You have to rule kind of with the iron fist and the velvet glove.
Yes,
so you
I
have
agree
to
with you.
You have to still be a little tender with them, but still let them know I'm about my business.
Yeah, who's boss? You're not the boss. That's
why they signed me to be the head coach for this organization, so I could be the lead. You go out there and you give us your God-given talent, but when it comes to the X's and O's, if you're not abiding by that, but see, this is the thing. That's why I don't feel Mike D'Antoni has ever been a good coach wherever he went.
He's not.
Because he doesn't play defense and he has this running gun offense. Oh, James Harden, just take as many shots as you want.
Yeah, do whatever. So if James Harden hit his teammate, you gonna let him get away with that? More likely, yes. If
Well, D'Antoni, I can see that.
Yeah, if you D'Antoni, yeah, he's sweep underneath the rug so it doesn't get out there. That's what I'm saying. There was something with the female reporter, like with the Astros. There was an issue with that. See, assistant GM got fired. So we're not getting into that. But I'm using that as a prime example. Let's say if James Harden did something like that, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, there's certain things. This is my thing, and I don't want to bring up what Dwight Howard did.
Yeah.
But all I'm going to say is, after everything that's came out about Dwight Howard in the last couple years, his off the court antics, him being drugged through social media, he still redeemed himself. He still kept his head up, no matter what everybody was saying about him and tearing him down and making fun of him. Look what he's doing now in LA.
He did. He paid his price for it.
He's kind of still paying for it. I have a banner. I don't know if you paid attention to this. My banner on my Twitter page.
Yeah, you have his X'd out.
No, that's not Dwight Howard. That's Caldwell Pope, because he played one game where I'm like, please just take him off the team now. He was upset me. So the last game he played okay.
No, I don't.
But the game that I X'd him out on that banner, he was terrible. He was doing some of the most terrible things you could do.
Dumb shots. I was seeing some dumb shots from that game.
But what I was going to say was, he's not in that picture. Dwight Howard, they did not put him in that lineup.
That's messed up.
It is messed up. And he's the top 5 player on that team, easy. He's probably like the 4th best player on that team, 3rd or 4th. But you don't put him in there. Okay, so you see that he's still paying for the mistakes that he's made. Whatever lifestyle you want to live, who cares? This has nothing to do with you. He's not bringing that on the court.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Again, unless if it's a felony charge and it gets out to the media that could destroy the NBA, then that's when you should say, the NBA should step in and say, hey, I know it was something that on the court, it was off the court, but still you have to act. It's all about image. You got to act the same way you do on the court. Out here, you can't commit felonies like that. Expect to still be privileged.
But I'm talking about just a lifestyle. If you like to, I don't want to say what he did, but if you just like whatever you like, that's nobody's business but yours.
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. That's nobody's.
But he's coming on the court, and I do see Dwight Howard. They're accepting him more and more. He's being more friendly and playful. So he's coming into his own. But see, that's what I'm saying.
There's another report I know, and I think it was the Utah game. I don't know if you heard about this. We're not trying to get to.
When he stuck his finger
up. Did he? That's what they said he did.
I didn't see that.
They said that. I saw the video. Did it look like it? It looked like he stuck his finger up that guy's.
Oh man!
I ain't trying to bring that up now, but again, that's so. Hey, you listeners, if you guys are interested in hearing more about Dwight Howard putting his finger up on Utah.
I'm not gonna look it up.
Utah's.
I'm not looking that up.
Buttocks. Stay tuned for episode 13 about it.
Yeah.
I do want you guys. We're coming up. We're about to end this episode.
Yeah.
I just want to say another great episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please describe this something like a podcast on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Let us know how we're doing. Go ahead and comment how many, what other topics we want to talk about. We talk about all topics. It's not all sports here, worldwide. So you just let us know what you guys want to hear, and we'll do our best to accommodate what you guys want. Okay.
And those listeners who do like the other worldly stuff outside of sports, we do have more content coming, but we had to get these sports out the way. It's early in the season. You're going to hear much, much more about it. It's going to be an exciting season. We're going to see how the Pelicans weather. We're going to see how
LA is going to do.
What the Lakers are going to do, and take it from there. But this has been episode 12
already. And I want to say I love you guys, and peace out.
Peace.